Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Project Talk, your favorite 4:30 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Seaboard. Yeah, something like that. I'm Glenn from Fun King 3D, and
Sort of.
kind of with me as always is my brother from another mother, James
We
from
uh
Print N Play.
we held a little chat before the stream and decided that I had a face more suited for podcasts. So we're gonna try this format today and see how it goes.
so we had the option of this, um, where you can see a little me and a little gray box for James, or I get to dominate the screen. So you get this, which actually it's eventually going to become this. So you'll still only have to look at me in the little tiny window there. Um,
Basically, long story short, I injured myself this week. I'm kind of back on my feet today, but let's call it a studio because it makes me feel more professional. The studio was not left in a state where I could broadcast video from. So I had originally thought, as the stuff is showing up for me to do the new filming area, that I would just get to work on that. But yeah, there's no good way to film that at the moment. So I'm hoping halfway through here I'll be able to be like, oh look, here I am. As always, print on. So
I left the house to come out to the studio, and I told the wife, I said, all right, I'm gonna go, and whatever, and she's, oh, have a good stream. And I came out here and I decided that and I now notice you can't even really see them, but I have some Christmas lights dangly here.
Dirty freaking dangles, boys.
Yep. So I decided I wanted some Christmas lights, so I went in to grab these. These are USB powered. They were actually part of a Best Buy gift card way back years and years ago. That when I was working there, and we were taking them to put them on our work PCs, and the IT department spun out of control and told us that we can't plug those into the work computers because we could burn up the computers. And I said, so you're telling us that we're giving stuff to to customers that's going to burn up their PC? Great. But no, so I still had that set, and so I thought I'd put a little, but you can't see it.
That's probably more paranoia than quality speaking, though, because I've been there as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
But
don't
yeah,
plug.
so I walked back in the house to get them, and I said, man, those 2 hours just fly by when you're having fun.
I'll let you know next time I have fun. We'll see how it goes. I'm kidding. I always have a good time. You peoples is my favorite peoples to hang around with.
So just so that you guys know, for this stream, until James gets organized, if he gets organized through all of this, he cannot see chat either.
Well, I can see chat at the moment, but it's going to be intermittent.
Well, yeah, because you're supposed to be doing work. If you can see chat, then you're not working.
I am working in front of a monitor as I'm unpacking stuff right now, if that makes sense. So,
all right, I'll let it slide then. But
let it slide, said Ashley.
What? Tom Lama said, hello, Glenn, in his Canadian voice in his head. If I had a voice in my head, it would definitely be Canadian. Either Canadian or British. Maybe Australian. One of those three, though.
That's the funny thing. It's a Canadian voice, but it keeps telling me to burn down. I don't know, pick a spot. I'm afraid that if I say a real place, it'll end up on a list.
So, but I am going to try and pay attention to chat as much as I can. I have it in two places, here and here. But I'm going to give you guys this view just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I wish the camera was back here, but I don't think that's really feasible. Plus, you'd see all my junk that I have up over here. That's out of camera view. But so my project for today is building a light controller that is made by Lightorama, which is the company that all of my controllers currently are through. This is where I got my start in automated Christmas lights. And it's a really nice product. I mean, you can see that the boards are real good quality. This is a kit, and I don't believe that they sell these anymore. You can now buy them where the board is assembled and the board is in the box, but then you have to put all of the cords on, which come in 2 packs like this. So you get to put all these cords on, but it kind of saddens me because one, you save money doing it this way, and two, I thoroughly enjoy this portion of it. So, but this is going to be my project for the day.
That's my buddy Glenn. He's a solder mite.
What?
A solder mite, because he loves
Solder mite?
solder. Yeah.
So, well, I've had this couple of seasons now. I actually need one more to do what we want to do this year. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna. John Strand said, "Holy crap! How many lights are you putting up?"
Actually, that reminds me of. So Glenn and I were talking in the stream about what we had been working on. I said, "Well, can I put up our Christmas lights today?" And because we're normal people, that took about 45 minutes.
I spent 45 minutes today putting up rope light just to rope off the yard to keep people out of the cords. If I get the two props together that I want to do with this board and another one, I will be adding an additional about 10,000 LEDs. So 5mm
like
LED. Idea. But what's that?
So that sounds like a bright idea.
Yeah, it should be pretty special. My big tree, which stands in at about 27 feet tall, is it's I know I've told you guys before. I always say 10,000, but I want to say it's like 8,700 total LEDs on it. So yeah, it's Scott said, when you usually wrap up getting the lights up? Well, we take them down on January 1st, like we start taking them down. That's pretty much when we wrap up putting them up. Black Friday is the initial lighting. We have lit. The show is running every night. It's
just getting enhanced.
It's spectacular. I was going to film it this week. The first night that I had scheduled to film it, it rained and knocked half of the show out. So that was out. It just pops the GFIs, but you can't reset them until it all dries out the next day. The second night, which was Friday night, I was going to film it, and there was so much traffic that I just couldn't do it. So I scratched that. I'm going to attempt to get a filming of it tonight. And of course, if I do that, I will share the link on my Twitter. So definitely watch that. Okay, fair enough. Could have worded that better. No, I totally understand what you're saying. I mean, like, what we do once everything is up, and then like we're shopping and we're like, oh, this is neat. We should buy 6 of those. And then I have to bring them home and incorporate them into the show. So, Mitch said, I have a rental house and I want to do lights, but no gutters around the garage roof line. How could I attach them?
A series of tubes.
3M command strips.
Yeah, those things are way tougher. As long as you like, if it's cooler climate, you definitely have to give them longer to set up. Because the adhesive is a little slow to bond when it's below like. I don't know, 10 Canadian units.
Yeah. Well, and if it's a shingle roof, Mitch, I mean, they sell clips that slide underneath the edge of under the edge of the shingles too. So
all the shingle ladies.
There's always a way to put up Christmas lights. Always.
Question for you, Glenn. Not that I'm trying to promote my Patreon at all, but did you see? Since we didn't get a chance to talk to those, you usually promote my Patreon. That is true. Did you see the update I posted, I don't know, a day or two ago, showing how that project's looking as a completed project?
I have not. You posted something to Patreon today too, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't spent much time at the computer lately.
Well, that's fair. I know how busy you've been. That's why I was curious. So, the 2 large prints that make up the main part of that project that I've been working on, both failed, but they both got far enough along that I could at least do some test fit to make sure things are gonna work the way I hope they worked. And my initial thing was, okay, the first one failed, but it failed within 3 hours of the end, which was, over 500 grams of material already put down. So I'd kind of said, okay, well, I'm gonna try for the first time in my life to essentially print the missing part and save the print. So then I printed the second part, and it failed in a similar but not exactly the same fashion. But then I kind of tracked down to what I think was happening, and I was able to fix that. So I've reprinted the second big part, which is it uses less material and is a faster print. So I think I'm going to reprint the first part. But all that to say, the first two pieces, the large pieces, printed well enough that it kind of looks like it's complete. So I was able to put it together and see how it's going together, and it looks pretty phenomenal.
Excellent.
Mitch probably saw it. I think Mitch is on my Patreon.
Well, there's got to be other people in there other than me.
Yep. We're the few, the proud, the geeky.
Oh, I didn't ever run down the chat today. Shame on me.
Shame on you.
I gave people extra time to get in here. Scott McClellan gets bragging rights for being first today. If you posted before, Scott, sorry,
Too bad.
Can't see it. I get bragging rights for being second. Alan Osborne is here. Scott Hackmonkey is here. Ollie is here. Andy Griffith is here. Hello, Andy. We haven't really seen you in the chat lately. Hope you're doing well. John Strand is here. Tom Lama is here. Mitch 3D, the Nightbot. Yeah, I need to update that Nightbot. And that looks like it. We have 9 people currently watching. So we appreciate you guys being here. And by guys, that's a general sum of people.
Like, hey, use guys.
Yeah. I seen a reel on Instagram, and
I agree, Mitch. Sorry, I have to. Mitch, your love is definitely enough, and I will keep you up to date. He also gave me like the coolest keyboard ever. So.
Yes, I remember that.
That Mitch, he's a fun guy.
He's a fun guy.
Fun guy in 3D. Oh.
I forgot how many resistors are in this thing. Holy crap.
Especially since they're all futile.
Just everybody remember that I said I enjoy this. And of course, I've told you guys the lighting is really bad in here for projects, and I've done nothing about it. Well, that's not true. I did add LED light bulbs to my Home Depot shopping list. So I actually probably won't buy them at Home Depot anyway because their light bulbs suck. Thanks, Home Depot.
Well, I hope you feel better soon, Mitch.
Yeah, he's overcoming a sinus infection. He hasn't been streaming on the Twitches lately. Xander, go ahead.
I was saying, James and Glenn. Yeah, James won't be able to follow Chattery on video tape. Also, James keeps getting to chat before anybody else.
Xander came to me last night and he was so proud and he said, I streamed for 8 hours today. And I said, you streamed for 8 hours? And he goes, yeah. And I thought to myself, well, that just means he sat around playing video games for 8 hours.
But by saying stream, you can pretend you accomplished something, and that's important.
Yeah.
So Kay and I started discussing these desks. I ended up ordering a fourth one because she's got this old kind of beaten up white IKEA one, and I've been using it. We've been sharing an office for the work from home situation. And so she says, now that you're mostly back in the office, oh, by the way, I'm mostly back in the office. We don't really need something that big, and it kind of takes up a lot of space. So could you order? I'm like, yeah, they're on sale. I'll grab and there happened to be 4 left. So I was like, it's like a sign,
Yeah, absolutely. It was meant to be.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh yeah. So we started, she's like, well, hold on. It says that they can hold a maximum of like 100 pounds. Is that going to be good enough? I said, yeah. She goes, well, like, what if you put a printer on it? Is that going to hold a printer? I'm like, oh, honey, I print. If I've got a 100-pound printer, it's going to be sitting on the floor.
Yeah, because somebody's got to get it up on that desk.
Yeah, and it ain't going to be me. Look, I know, I'm like testosterone personified, but even I've got my limits. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like to have a printer that weighs that much. I actually don't know what that thing weighs. I think I did weigh it at one point.
And well, now you gotta figure it out right now.
What's that?
Now you gotta go weigh it right now and figure it out.
No,
There's literally nothing more important.
no, that isn't gonna happen.
Figure it out, buddy.
I should have printed one of those. Like there's a whole bunch of them out there. They're for bending the legs on electronic components when you're going to solder them, and it's like I don't know, like a V shape, like like this, and you can just bend them over a certain. That would have been smart of me.
Well, I
But,
wouldn't love you as much if I thought you were smart. So.
but I didn't do that. So
My
yeah,
love decreases as my respect increases. So.
Scott said, if you have a 100-pound printer, you have an FK1. It is definitely. I can pick it up, like weight wise. I can pick it up on my own. It's unruly, the size of it. So I don't think it's 100 pounds. I want to say it's in like the 60-pound range, but
You could probably just about put 2 of them on one of these tables and it'd be okay. Because they say 100-pound max, and that usually means 150. Because if you put 100 pounds on it and it collapses, it's like, oh, sorry, my printer ate breakfast that morning and it had that extra 1.5 pounds in it.
Yep, nope. 100 pounds and 1 ounce, it's going down.
Well, just to give you an idea how fast these desks are built, one of the desks is now built.
Excellent.
And I hadn't started until just before the stream.
I've only dropped two resistors through the holes.
Well, resistance is futile anyways. So.
Andy says he has been here every week. He's just not been up to posting that much, and that it's not been a good time there at the moment. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Andy, but we are always here for you.
And we hope things improve.
Yeah, so I put up a rope light. I'm going to call it a fence. It's only like a foot off the ground, but I put up that rope light fence every year for my event that I do on the 13th. For those of you who don't know, we have Santa here live every year, and we just let the public come and have a nice meet and greet with Santa that's laid back, and we have hot chocolate and cookies if people bring them. I mean, but
the illusion of cookies.
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, I said, I really like this rope light being around the yard. It keeps the delivery people from walking across the grass and walking through the cords, and I think I'm going to start putting it up regularly. Well, I didn't, and so this is the first year that I put it up ahead of time. I didn't get it out before the full lighting, but it's all right. It's out now. But I ran it a little further than I normally did, so I ran short, and it came from Walmart. I have a love-hate relationship with Walmart.
Because you love to hate them?
Yeah, I don't really have any love for them. So I ordered from Walmart. I might have told this story, but I'm going to slam on Walmart for a minute. I ordered something for delivery, and this was back a few weeks ago, and I got notification that it was coming the same day I ordered it, which to me was absolutely amazing. Like, I didn't need it, but it was cool that it was coming. Then it kept getting delayed and later and later and later, and all of a sudden it wasn't coming until like 10 o'clock at night. And then I got delivery notification, and it was nowhere in my yard. And it even came with a picture showing the package, but it was literally taken like this close, like, here's your package. And I couldn't tell where it was sitting, but nothing in my yard is the color of whatever that was sitting on. So I immediately called the 800 Who Cares number, and they just refunded my money back. I don't know whatever came of the situation, but so I ordered those rope light today, and I put in the description that I live, on the corner of this street and this street. Sorry, if you want to know what those streets are, you'll just have to figure it out. And I put huge, all capital, huge Christmas light display. You can't miss it. Please stay off the grass because of the courts. So we'll see how they do this time. But I gotta say, it's pretty impressive that you can order today and have today.
I called victory on this assembly a little too soon because I still had to put the bolts in to hold the surface.
Oh, you told us it was done and it's not.
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. The demons in the design.
Let's see. All right. I just want to get caught up here. First time since COVID started, being isolated and wearing a mask really helped. Well, that's good. 8 hours streaming. Hope he did his homework. Well, it was on Saturday, so it was okay. You have to be entertaining enough to be a full-time streamer for a living. He's just a high school kid, you know.
Yeah, we're not saying he's getting anything out of it. He's just saying, "Oh, I did it."
Right. Mitch said, James, that pinball machine video was great.
I thought it turned out pretty good, and so did the other 5 people that watched it.
And then Scott said, doesn't take much a fence to corral the fat guy, huh? Because it's only a foot high, is that?
Oh, I get it. I thought he was talking about me. It's like, why am I getting corralled? I don't understand.
Well, you know, I caught the Amazon guy, and for the most part, the Amazon guys that come, you know, because you don't always get the same one. In fact, seldomly ever do you get the same one. But I caught one of the Amazon delivery people walking through the yard a season ago or 2 seasons ago, and I'm like, hey, I'd really prefer that you didn't walk through the grass, you know. And he's like, oh, I'm careful. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of cords. And he goes, no, but I'm careful. And I'm like, well, just so that you know, if you trip over one of those cords, you could do thousands of dollars in damage. And as he's walking back, he trips over the cord.
And what did he say?
He just kind of stopped and turned around and looked at me. And I'm like, yep, you're careful.
No, but what he was trying to tell you is his name is actually Careful.
Right.
He's just trying to be friendly. He wanted to get on a first name basis. You're supposed to say, oh, I'm Glenn.
Careful.
Nice to meet
you. I'm not actually Careful. Just my name is Careful.
Careful is not even my middle name.
Yeah, luckily all he got was a power cord and not a network cable. So I do secure the network cables at the end.
The firewall?
No. I physically tie them off to the stakes. I mean, if they break a cable, you know, it sucks, but I can fix that relatively quick.
Well, it takes 5 seconds to make a new... Well, not 5 seconds. I've told myself a million times, don't exaggerate.
So when I solder, I like to take a little piece of solder and just chew on it. Keeps me entertained.
Especially if it's the lead stuff?
Yeah.
I'm only on one drug. It's lead. Oh.
Wow. I haven't done this in a couple of years. I'm really blind. Going to the super spectacles. That's spectacles.
Super testicles. Got it. I said what you said. It's fine.
These are those ones that that Uncle Ron sent me a couple years back.
I can't see them at the moment, so I'm just going to assume that. I'm
And
just assuming that they're 2 pairs of glasses that look like male genitalia. That's what I'm pretending you're wearing right now.
That's fine.
I find that very entertaining. You know what's good for a sore back? Lying on wood, like a laminate floor that's just like set right over top of concrete.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Especially when it's like below freezing outside, so you get the extra cold.
Yeah, keep rubbing it in. I was telling Scott McClellan that I was out doing that rope light today, and I was just dripping sweat. Crazy. I mean, it was like, I don't know, 80 something, so it's not like burning hot, but still burning hot. Oh man. I bet these solder joints would look better if I was a little less blind. I like to get my face right down in here too, so I can breathe all the fumes.
That's the way the pros do it. I have to go and see. I made a mistake, and I didn't think I was making a mistake at the time. But like they say, don't tighten up your screws until you've got them all like fed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mainly if whatever you're building came from China.
Yeah. Well, this definitely came from China, and I lined up the corners, and then I tightened down the corners instead of all the other ones that are like accessory ones. They should all be lined up. If all four corners are good, then sure. Nope.
So I did the right thing and tightened them all up.
Yep. Did I loosen them all now? Loose. Caboose.
Make sure I'm not missing chat. Scott said I find myself wearing magnifiers like that more and more these days. Who needs a fume extractor when you can do it yourself? That's right. I just filter it right through my nose and exhaust it through the old pie hole. Yeah, Uncle Ron sent me these cool glasses back a couple years ago because he was making fun of me for double glasses. But you do what you got to do to be able to see.
Did you end up? This is not related to any of that. Did you end up watching the first episode of? Oh no, we did discuss this. Roadside Restorations.
Yeah, I have not.
Oh, I remember you said you had them though, right?
Yeah, I have access to it. I have been so stupid busy.
It's so the first half is very, and granted I've only watched the one episode because they released it for free on YouTube, and I haven't had a chance to tune into live TV like I always do to watch shows. I haven't had a chance to watch any more of it, but the first 20 minutes is like an abridged version of what he does on his YouTube channel.
Okay.
So yeah, here's this 19 whatever Mustang, and
hasn't driven for 4,000 years.
Yeah. So, and then the second half is like he's not doing like a full paint job restoration, but like turning it back into a daily driver.
Okay.
And he has like people working with him on stuff too. Like, here's Frank, and he's been doing car interiors for 30 years, and so we threw a bunch of money at him. But so it's abridged, and then gets more into more than just making it run.
Well, and I got to say that guy makes me feel bad when I complain that I'm always busy.
Yep.
I mean, he's running.
He still managed to do his YouTube channel. Nobody
two YouTube channels.
And nobody realized that he was filming this show at the same time, because all the entire series, I think, is already filmed.
Yeah.
It's like he didn't slow down on his YouTube content at all. Snuck in filming an entire other show, which is probably way more complicated than any of the other stuff he's filmed so far.
Yeah, except for he doesn't have to edit that one.
Yeah. He's got a room full of Seans. Because the two people I know that do professional editing are both named Sean.
That's right.
I think I made a mistake by lying on the ground. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back up. I'm just kidding. I mean,
and there's no camera.
I mean, if there was a camera, you guys would probably just be seeing my crotch. So that's on the OnlyFans.
Again, Perfect. There's no camera.
Okay, well, now this guy is built and pretty solid. I'm about 100 pounds. I should be able to sit on it, right? 100 pounds of pure muscle surrounded by 200 pounds of not so much.
Yeah, the weight capacity is 100 pounds minimum, right?
That's got to be the way they calculate that. Don't put less than 100 pounds on it. It might float away. I don't know.
So this, and I know you guys can't really see, but this side of where all of these resistors go is a huge trace. Like it's a big power trace. So of course the solder cools off real fast on that one. So you got to really lay the heat into it.
The heat is on.
In fact, when I go to do the lugs on this, I end up using the gun instead of the iron. pencil, the gun instead of the pencil. All right, that all looks pretty good. I tagged up Dan from Lightorama on that tweet this morning, wondering if maybe he'd show up and see what was going on.
I said, hey, what's going on? Nothing.
God, if I haven't told you guys, the lighting in this room sucks. I'm going to turn on the overhead lights, which I don't usually run because they put a glare on my head, and sometimes it like glares the camera, like looking into the sun. But at this point, I need every bit of light I can get.
At some point, I'm going to, because I do have something cool to show off that I didn't build, but I still want to show off because I paid a stupid amount of money for a toy. So if I show it in a live stream, I can just write it off, right?
That's right.
I bought it for demonstration purposes.
And listen, if it makes you happy, then it's not a ridiculous amount of money.
Well, I've talked about what I ordered on stream before. I don't know if anybody will remember, but my grandmother passed away last year, and she left us a little bit of money. You know, not time to retire money, but a little money to put towards future expenses, or buy something to remember her by. And I originally said to Kay, well, I'm just gonna stick it in the bank. And she said, your grandmother left you that money to have fun. I'm not saying blow the whole thing, but why don't you take a portion of it and buy something you wouldn't normally buy yourself?
A 1980s Lamborghini Countach.
I think you're overestimating the amount of money that we're discussing here.
Oh.
But
so your grandma left me more money than she left you.
That would make sense. I shouldn't talk about this. Well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but my grandmother was over 100 when she passed. And, things got a little cloudy towards the end. But the last time I walked in, she said, who's there? And I said, oh, it's your favorite grandson. She goes, is it Jamie? And I always said that I was the favorite. And, she was just nice enough to prove it. So.
What you don't know is Jamie was actually the kid in the hall that lived in the hall down the hall there.
No, that was Jaime.
Oh.
I can understand the confusion though. Oh. Okay, so my next plan here is I got to build a second one, but I'm going to build it on top of the first one, sort of, mirror position.
Scott said I was sorting toys for Tots today, sitting on the hardwood floor, spreading out the toys. When I was down, my butt and legs were asleep. All I could do was roll over and wait for the blood to flow. Nope, never been there.
What, the part where the blood starts to flow again?
Yeah.
It never comes back.
Yeah, I walked out of the garage yesterday, and my next door neighbor was out walking across the backyard, like from his garage to the house, and he had a rag in his hand, and he had his hands, like this as he's walking, and I looked over and I went, "Are you all right?" It looked like he had cut himself, and was holding the rag over it.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, why?" And I said, "Did you cut yourself?" And he goes, "Oh no, I'm straightening out fishing line." But I couldn't see the fishing line. I'm 300 feet away.
You see somebody that looks like they're clutching their hand to stop or stem the blood flow.
Yeah. Well, he's old like me. He's been featured on the Garage Channel. He's been in the videos on the Garage Channel.
He's not old like Walter, though.
No, God, nobody's old like Walter. even God's not as old as Walter.
God came in as the light, and there's Walter going, "Hey, God, how you doing?" I can't do a Walter impersonation. Can you do a Walter impersonation?
I don't think I can.
You're like, I don't think I want to try.
I am the one who knocks. Oh, wait, wrong Walter.
Not supposed to make fun of your elders anyways.
So many resistors.
And I sadly already made the resistance is futile joke, so I got nothing to add.
Yeah, you can't do that more than once.
Well, I mean, maybe not everybody assimilated the joke the first time. Yeah, I figured me being here in voice is probably better than me not being here at all.
I agree with that. It's a lot easier to have a conversation when somebody else is there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I talk to myself a lot.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes talking to yourself is
conversation I can have.
Yeah, it's the joke I was going for.
I know, that's why I had to hurry up.
Like I gotta ramrod my way through this to make sure I make the joke first. I am the one who jokes.
Team Ramrod.
Don't Google that.
For the record, my reference was to the movie Super Tubers, his comedic genius.
Yeah, I stand by what I say.
And now I'm going to choke to death. I'm sorry that I'm not more active with chat, guys. I am trying to watch.
The last time I checked, it was we hadn't had anything since a couple messages from Hack Monkey, I believe. I don't know if that's still the case, but I'm just trying to prove that I'm doing my best. Okay.
And so to bring you guys up to speed on the Prusa, I came out on, I think it was on Monday. Might have been Tuesday, but I think it was Monday. And I ran a test print, a benchy. And not very far into it, it let go and started to wad up. And I quickly stopped it and then had to come out here and clear it off the printer. And I haven't printed since. Because I am a quitter.
Okay, and to give you guys an update on the Prusa, it successfully printed a benchy and then nothing else. It immediately jammed as soon as I went back to. And before somebody's like, "Oh, then it's probably your profile." No, it's not the benchy that came with it. I sliced it myself. It immediately jammed when I needed it to print something useful, which is like the story of my life in terms of reliability. Not just with the Prusa, I just mean in general. You can rely on me until you need something for real. So I have been talking with our friend. Kay can't find the receipt. Like she can't remember what account she ordered it under. She can't figure out where it was ordered from. So I feel like, unfortunately, by the time we get all that lined up, it'll have passed the warranty period. So I've had a couple of suggestions for aftermarket hot ends that are, 120. Well, but so here's my problem, and I'm not shitting. Sorry, I'm not pooping.
Wow, that's what, 3 times this year?
Well, I mean, I again, like last week, I didn't hit the T. I just went she. So doesn't count. I'm not pooping on Prusa because I don't think that mine is the rule. I think mine is the exception. But I'm hesitant to put $120 to $150 to $200 into a new hot end on a printer that I've used less than 2 days and has not really been successful. So, like, on one side, I'm like, definitely replacing the hot end is going to fix it, because then, like, one of the hot ends I'm looking at doesn't use any of the original parts. So, like, but I'm nervous to do it.
Yep. And they have no way to look up by your address or anything?
We haven't gotten there yet. I I'd talked with our friend, and he was like, "Oh, you should be able to look it up just by figure out which account, like which email address you used. You should be able to go in even if you can't find the email with the receipt." So, okay, so this second desk came with more stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Well, now I'm concerned because it came with some sort of
a brand new
bracket.
gaming PC. What?
Well, first of all, it came with a better tool for putting it together.
Oh, so there's a guy in the box?
It came with.
Come on, you got to give me that one.
Okay, I'll give it to you. It came with a ratchet.
Really?
Yep. Go
like
figure.
A snap-on? Like
no, yeah, like listen.
Somebody in the warehouse accidentally dropped it in there.
I think it's like a free gift, and maybe we got I got multiple versions of this, but so it is the same hardware kit. It came with the same screws and then the same Allen key, but then it also came with a ratchet that is it is reversible as well. Like the lock's reversible.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, I think this is worth more than the desk. Go figure.
It's like every time I buy a used car, like a junk car or whatever, there's always tools inside.
Ever any 10 millimeters or?
I have actually found 10 millimeters in junk cars that I've bought.
Well, that's always handy.
Can't have enough of those. Harbor Freight is now selling a kit of just 10 millimeters.
Like 50 of them?
No, I think it's like 5, but it's like a 1/4 inch shallow, 1/4 inch deep, 3/8 shallow, 3/8 deep. Oh, that solder job looked like garbage. Not overall, just that one pad. Scott said your full order info should be on your profile and proves it. Okay, so but the problem, Scott, is that James didn't know that printer was coming. His wife ordered it as a surprise.
It was a Christmas gift last year.
And she probably ordered it under the James is a big sissy at gmail.com.
No, that's for my OnlyFans.
Oh. Oh man, these streams go off the rails.
Oh, you want to get serious? It's actually OnlyFans so far. It's singular, and I'm pretty sure it's K. The email address used was not a K at, it's actually K.com. I'm so ratcheting. Old man sounds. It's what I make.
So I had a conversation with the youngin this week. Would have been on Friday.
The other day.
And I said to him, I said, listen, bud, we got to talk, man. I said, that trampoline's got to go. I got to get in the garage. I got stuff to work on. I have a vehicle here that belongs to a friend that it went to a repair shop. I'm not going to give it away because it's going to turn into a video. But they took it into a repair shop just to have some basic maintenance done to it, and it came out worse than it went in. And they took it back to get it corrected, and the shop keeps wanting to charge them to throw more parts at it. And it's not fixing it. So I finally said, well, that's enough of that, and I have it. Now, keep in mind, yes, they are a friend, and yes, they are taking it to somebody else because they're a friend. I don't like to do repair work. I like to do stuff like lift kits and drop kits and putting motors in cars where it didn't belong. But anyway, so I said to him, I got to get that vehicle in there. And he said, he goes, well, not today though, right? And I said, no, you can have it tonight, but probably tomorrow morning I got to start taking it apart and getting it out of the way. So he was in the Christmas parade on yesterday. And so while he was gone, I quickly took the whole thing apart so he couldn't use it anymore. Nope. I did the right thing and cleared space in my far bay and pushed it over there. It barely fits, but it's now jammed all the way into the far bay of the garage so that my kid can still have his trampoline because the insurance company is mean.
And for insurance purposes, it's so he can look at it and tell it how much he misses it.
Yeah. It's just a
It's a look-a-lean.
It's a prop.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious to know, are they ever going to come to my house and look to see if it's here? So when I got that originally, I'd asked my insurance agent, like, hey, I'm getting a trampoline. What do I do about it? And he said, don't get hurt. He said, they're not going to do anything about it, but if you get hurt, they're not going to cover it. And I said, that's fine. I can handle that. Figuring if anybody got hurt, I'd just drag them into the neighbor's yard. But with this situation where they specifically said it's got to go, I just don't know.
I just don't know. Yes, this thing's really got to go.
But I said to that boy yesterday, I said, listen, I know I'm spoiled because I have this garage, but you're really spoiled having this trampoline inside. And
yeah, who gets their own indoor trampoline park at that age?
That's right. I said to him, all right, $5 if you can touch the ceiling, but not even close. Not even close. Then he said to me, he goes, why don't we just pay the insurance company a bunch of money to like ignore it? And I said, because the amount of money that would cost, we could just start a Sky Zone, which is a trampoline park locally. I'm like,
I feel like I'm okay.
That didn't sound good.
Just something slid, knocked a leg off of me. I'm bleeding profusely now, but
oh, excellent. And yet still no camera. Scott wants to know if the Mini has a serial number on it.
I don't know.
Yeah, he said he could go look, but I assume that means he could go look, but he's not gonna.
Let's see. I can't get to it at the moment anyway, so when I say let's see, I'm talking about what I'm currently working on, just in case somebody's waiting on bated breath for me to answer that question. Do you think bated breath smells like worms?
Could be.
Or leeches, maybe?
Or minnows.
At minimum.
So this sheet that they send, this assembly sheet, which I can kind of show it to you. Like, you're not going to see like great amounts of detail, but like it shows like all the resistors and stuff, and it gives you a little box that you can check off that you did it, so that you don't miss anything. It's genius. It really is it's a nice way to put it together. But you'll notice that all these say like note 1, note 1, note 1, note 1, and down here note 1 says, it says use 220 ohm red, brown. And that's as far as I read. And I'm like, great. And then so I used the 220s. But then if you read on, it says use the 330s if you're on 240 volts. So luckily, luckily I read the right half of those instructions and used the right resistors because I'm on 120. Whew.
Dodge the electrical bullet, I guess.
That would have been a lot of unsolderings.
And I would imagine now that you will read everything in its full detail before proceeding going forward.
Yeah, well, it's probably what I get for doing this on a stream. Like, I mean, this is all right. This is controller number 8. Yeah, controller number 8, and I've built all but one. One came in the original kit that I bought, and it was already pre-assembled.
Mm-hmm.
But I've built the other 6 that I have. This is number 7 that I've built. So, and they're all named after the reindeer, so I can only go as far as 10. and then I can't have any more controllers.
But do you recall the most
run
famous reindeer of all?
The most famous?
Yeah.
Well, Rudolph's the most famous.
He had a very shiny nose.
He did. But
There's a comedian on TV years ago, and he's like, can you imagine? I forget who. Like he was talking about like a famous singer or whatever. Like, can you imagine if they wrote the song like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a really shiny nose, probably an alcoholic.
Well, Rudolph is reindeer number 9. You know the 10th reindeer's name, right?
Olive, the other reindeer.
Olive. Yeah.
That was a show or a movie they put together, a kids movie when I was young.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a reindeer whose name was Olive, and she goes, "Didn't you see? Santa Claus was asking for me." I'm like, what do you? Don't you hear it? He says Olive, the other reindeer.
Olive, the other reindeer.
She was the meanest, though. He used to laugh and call him names, and never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games, like poker.
4002. They should write larger on these components. Holy crap. Uncle Ron wants to know what I'm breaking. I'm not breaking anything. I'm building a controller so I can put up my 2 additional mega trees.
He's Breaking Bad. Earlier he said that he is the one who knocks.
I am the one who knocks.
Did you ever see the skit they did where he wakes up in bed next to Lois and it's all been a dream of Hal from Malcolm in the Middle?
No.
It was actually him. Like they filmed it for Saturday Night Live or something like that. It was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. Say my name.
Batman.
You're gosh darn right.
Oh. Well, how's your stuff going? Since neither of us can see, we're both just working blindly here.
Mine's coming along pretty good. I mean, this takes time. Takes a lot of time, but
you know what they say: you can't hurry solder. No, you just have to wait.
Well, and I can't recall, and I'm not even gonna say, like matter of factly, but I mean, the savings might have been $100 on this to do it myself, which makes it fully worth it to me. I don't know if it was $100. It might have been like $60, but even then, because I do enjoy this.
Yep. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Nope. You know, the best time travel movie of all time was supposed to come out this year, and I don't think it did.
What is the best time travel movie of all time?
Kung Fury.
Kung Fury?
Yeah. Did you not see this when it went viral like years and years ago?
Mm-mm. I mean, I might have, but I don't recall it.
It's a cop movie about, I think it's about Hitler time traveling to like current day or something like that. The plot's not that important so much as all the jokes that are in it. And this kung fu master who goes by the name Kung Fury, who is a kung fu cop, who has a partner named Triceratops, who is a Triceratops who is a police officer.
Oh, I do recall that.
I thought you might.
Yeah, that's kind of the sealing deal right there. Like that's kind of the giveaway.
What's that?
Having a Triceratops as a partner.
Yep. There's a part where the villain, who I'm not going to continue to name for reasons of not getting your stream demonetized, calls the cops and is like, "Is this the police officer or the police station?" They're like, "Yes," and he starts shooting his gun through the phone.
Wow! So we're talking like airplane level humor.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing because nobody's done a movie like that in a long time.
Yeah. So that was a YouTube style movie, right? Like but it did so well that they decided to do a professional one, and it has Arnold Schwarzenegger as the president.
Nice.
Yep. So I've been waiting for a girl like you.
That's exactly what came to my head.
Yep. You and I are both so obvious with stuff, don't you know?
So
So what?
that made me think about Hurdle, which made me think about Wordle, which made me think about how every time Mike Never Let the Machine Wins posts his Wordle, I like to post my Wordle.
Did you see the other day when I replied to both of you guys?
Yeah.
I thought that was clever.
Well, Xander likes to outdo me, but he only outdoes me by cheating. So
I've cheated once where I went into in private mode, answered it, and then went in because we had a group that was doing it. So I posted one where I did it and won.
yeah, well,
And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "No, not really."
That's what Xander did, but like I knew he was cheating because I know his start word.
Yeah,
it's the same start word I use. So, but so I play Wordle every day, and I'm actually pretty good at it. Like I don't think I could be a professional Wordle player, but you know I'm pretty
that's
good.
not a thing that exists. But if it did, maybe
It might. There's probably clubs for it.
It's-
But
at the
I
club.
also play this game on my phone, and I want to say it's called Words of Wonder. I know that the abbreviation for it is WOW, and I think it's Words of Wonder.
It's funny because I was thinking World of Wordcraft.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. No, but it's one of those puzzle games where they give you a certain number of letters, and you have to swipe across them to make words. But then it goes. It's not just finding the words; it's also crossword. So, like, you have to find the word that fits in the spots.
Gotcha.
And then, like, you might find words that aren't in the crossword, and you get a little bonus for that. But you got to find a certain set of words. So they have contests every once in a while, and this is the third contest that I've been involved in now. And so I started a little late. I didn't realize the contest was running. It had already been running for about 12 hours. And so I was in like last place because I hadn't played at all. So it took me a little bit to move up the leaderboard, and I played until I was first because that's how I roll. And then that night I go to sleep, and I get up the next day, and I'm pushed to second place. And the guy who's now in first place, I say guy, it might be a lady, I don't know. The person that's in first place is now like 100 ahead of me. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good, you know. So I cranked, and I made up that 100, and I put myself 100 beyond them. Well, there's only a few hours. It's only a few hours in the contest left. Oh, it is Words of Wonder. Words of Wonder. There is 8 hours and 27 minutes left. Second place has a score of 380. I have a score of 523. In your face, second place.
And then you still lost.
And Sanders like, dude, you need to go outside.
That's saying something.
There's no way they'll catch up to me now. Plus, I mean, like, I'm not playing it just for the contest. I play it because I play it all the time. It helps keep my brain fresh.
Right.
So
fresh, never frozen brain.
That's right. And I will be playing tonight before bed, which is before the contest is up anyway. So
plenty of time to just build up that lead, is what you're saying.
All you win is these little green gems. You get 1,000 of their green gems, and to be honest with you, I don't even know what those green gems do. I have 22,698 of them currently, and I've never used them for anything. But you can buy them with real money, so they must do something.
Wait till you find out they give you cancer. You've been collecting them all these years, and you should be getting rid of them as quickly as possible.
Oh, that's just what I need. 10K ohm. Hey, look, Uncle Ron, I got the glasses on.
I regret every decision I've ever made in my life because they all led me to here.
Brown, black, orange. That's not that one.
There's no way I'm going to have enough space to put this down where I want to put it right now because that would just work out too well.
Brown, black, red.
Nope.
Well, that's not it either.
Okay, well, you're sliding down that way. I am the captain of the Starship Enterprise.
Brown, black, orange. Thanks for hanging in there with us today, guys. Sorry I'm not more chatty. Of course, you guys aren't chatty either. If you put stuff in the chat, I will respond.
We'll bleep bloop it in the chat, and we'll bleep bloop it black.
We'll bleep bloop it black?
Yep.
What color was it to start with?
It could be brown, it could be blue, it could be violent sky. I don't understand how that song goes, but
I don't either. But the rendition of Ryan Reynolds and
Will Ferrell
doing it was absolutely glorious. Did you see that movie?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant.
Yep, I loved a lot of it, and the ending I did not predict, which is really weird.
Yeah.
We watched Wednesday because Kay has been wanting to watch that.
I have not.
It was announced.
Priscilla watched it. I have not watched it. So.
I called the stuff because I won't get too far into it because you'll probably watch it at some point.
Yes, I will. Yes.
I called the stuff and the who's and the what's like less than halfway through. So
you were a spoiler, were you?
No, because Kayleen gave me her idea, and I was like, well, actually, that probably makes more sense, but nope. I'm a smarty. I mean, not in any way that matters. Oh, come on, buddy. Everybody.
Working for the weekend.
You want a piece of my heart? I don't have any to spare. Because you kind of need a whole one, not to die. I think that's how the song goes.
Phone keeps lighting itself up now. It wants me to play. It's tempting me.
It's like, for all you know, you're losing. You got to come check. Come on, Glenn. There's a lot of neat stuff in this game.
Everybody will also be happy to know that I have back down on my Red Dead play.
Out of necessity, or because you found another game?
No, just because I have so much other stuff going on. So
good. Would have been funnier if you just had another game that you'd started playing. Not gonna lie.
I did start playing the Sea of Thieves with Xander, but I don't know how I feel about it yet. Uncle Ron said, Glenn, are you hogging because James needs to remain hidden? We want to see if the ratings actually increase, if the viewership goes up by not having James on here.
That's, I mean, that could be the happy little accident of all this.
No, he is rearranging the studio, so he has no camera set up right now.
Yeah, this is not gone.
So the other option was to have myself in a gray box, and this just seemed better because it lets you see what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm really hoping that I can get out and film tonight. Did I tell? I don't know when this happened, but I've had communication with a producer from the Great Lake Christmas Fight show on ABC.
You did not tell me that.
And so I need to send them a video for consideration for next year.
Well, that would be cool.
It'd be really cool.
Okay.
C4. Okay. No, not that kind of C4. It's a capacitor number 4.
Oh, you sunk my battleship.
C1. Okay, excellent. Wonder if this is C0 then.
No, that's Sea of Thieves.
Have you ever played Sea of Thieves?
Long time ago. In a galaxy far away.
It's not too bad, but I haven't played enough where I'm good at it. Let me rephrase that. I suck at it, so I don't thoroughly enjoy it as of yet.
But you're hoping to get there one day.
Yeah. I've asked Santa Claus for a new controller for my computer. Yes, I play with a controller. I can't do that keyboard thing. I'm too old for that.
Too old to learn. Too young to care about learning to be old. You still there?
Yeah.
It went deadly quiet, and I was like, "Oh, did I
I'm trying to
finally get
figure out.
kicked and banned?"
I'm just trying to figure out if this is the right capacitor. I might have to Google this. Because it's not a replacement. So they come like they put there's a cardboard on there, and it's C1, so I know that's C1. The problem is this one is all by itself. And so I don't know what it is. Mitch, that's a complex kit. You bet it is. I mean, look at so many parts. It's an ingenious product though. It works so well. So we got C1, C4. Again, that's capacitor 4.
Do you have a C3PO?
I don't even think there's a regular C3. There's a C0, a C1, a C4.
There's a See Me Rollin', they hatin'.
See me mowing.
My front lawn. Did you watch Weird yet? The movie?
Did I watch what?
The Weird Al movie yet?
No. Again, I have access to it. I haven't seen it.
You need to.
Hang on, I got to check my Walmart because they're saying that my Walmart order has substitutions, and that's unacceptable.
Okay. This box has 4 Nintendo 64s in it.
Don't substitute.
No substituto.
Yeah, I ordered cool white rope lights, and they want to send me blue ones.
Inconceivable.
I'm gonna cancel the whole order.
I don't need any of this nonsense. Okay. Oh, look, I'm near the Prusa Mini now. Is there a serial number? Probably. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not paying delivery charges for one item because the other 4 were unavailable.
There is, in fact, a serial number on the side of it.
C4 would solve this problem. Mitch says, James, you have a Nintendo 256?
Yep. It's actually 128. I mirror them instead of running them in stripe. Oh, you know what? I just found the ratchet from the other one. Never mind.
Oh, the other one had a ratchet?
Yeah, a ratchet and a clank. Get it? Ratchet and clank. Yeah, you get it.
Well, Zach is going to be very disappointed that I had to cancel that order because the other thing coming was for him, but I'm not paying $10 worth of delivery plus a tip to get a $4 item.
I'll just scrap the tip, I guess.
I'm also not paying the $10 delivery.
Yeah.
So I just canceled the whole thing. One, that's a
Okay.
0.1.
Let's see if I can prop up a camera here for a minute so I can do a little demonstration of my new toy. When I say toy, I mean this is literally a toy, not a, oh, I bought a Bobcat, you know, might check out my new toy. Like, this isn't a Glenn toy. This is a, okay, let me see. Oh, well, that camera angle's pretty good. Okay, don't put me up yet until I go over here and grab it. I wanted to tilt the camera up enough that it doesn't show the mess that is my floor currently.
That says 0.1 microfarad, but when I look that up, it says it's 1 microfarad. Do we have any electronics peoples in the house? Hey, Mark. Yeah, this is a Christmas light controller. All right, I might have to hold off on that component to where I know that that's the one that goes in that hole. Because again, the other ones are marked, so
You can see that, Glenn?
I can't see anything.
Oh.
I don't have you up.
Oh, that's fair.
Your thing down in the green room, you're still a black image.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because I have to click this button probably.
Okay.
You can tell what it was immediately, eh?
Yeah. Can I put you up now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna full screen you. Oh, that's so brilliant. Does it work? That is brilliant. That is pretty cool.
That awesome?
That is awesome.
See if I can get the angle here as I flip it on. And then, sorry, it's all mirrored, so you're going to have to bear with. And I think Kay's coming down the stairs, so I got to turn the camera off. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Good sound effect for turning the camera off. Oh. Mark said, just got in from family stuff. You know, that's season. Yeah, no doubt.
I guess I was incorrect.
Everybody wanting to do stuff. Okay, so I can put you back up now?
Yep. So it has force feedback. There's a motor in it, so it rumbles, and you can change the intensity with the dial up here. But doesn't that... this was by Hasbro, and it's their like version.
I was going to ask who the manufacturer of that is.
Yeah, it's by Hasbro. It's their Pulse stuff. It's kind of like Kickstarter, but like their stuff actually happens. And I ordered this and the Proton Pack. The Proton Pack arrives in 2023, but this showed up this week. So it looks so good in the dark. You know, you're holding it and you just do a eject the tip, and then you activate it, and it's vibrating the entire time. And it's got different modes, so you can toggle through the modes. So there's the regular. You see the tips doing like red and blue and kind of flickery. But then you can switch. And now it's in slime mode. And then it makes a goopy slime sound. Then you can switch to... I forget what mode this one is. Maybe this was from Afterlife. And then there's like a proton like burst mode where it's just shooting off little pellets. Yep, it's very well made. I only have a couple of criticisms.
That's pretty cool.
My criticisms so far are this part here is not in fact wood. I don't think.
That would make sense.
But it was like it's not. So as much as I say it's a toy, it's supposed to be a premium prop, right?
Right.
And
It's
then
a collectible.
yeah, and then the cloth part is actually just rubber.
Well, they also have to make it somewhat durable, otherwise people are going to break it and complain.
Well, I'm going to break it anyways. It's funny, if you look right down the barrel, you can see there's just an LED board that they crammed in there.
Down the barrel.
Can you see the line though?
Oh yeah.
There's just a PCB with LEDs mounted on it, crammed in there, and that's how they get the light effect. So when you see the anyways, I think they did a pretty good job. I've done this so many times at this point, I don't get tired of it. And see if there's any comments about it.
Yes.
That's a fancy toy. Defeats the prop builders. Okay, so here's one of my goals. Nice. Mark did say nice, and that's awesome, James. So here's one of my goals in the next year is to try and make a replica that's 3D printed that, like, side by side, you can barely tell the difference.
I could see that. I could see that happening. I mean, with proper, you know, paint and stuff afterwards, post processing.
I mean, you've seen some of the stuff I'm working on now. I think I'm getting better at, especially since this is mostly like angle work.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to see something funny? So if you switch it on and eject the tip and activate it, and then you can see the little status thing here. If we crank it all the way up, now it's at full power, and then you activate it. You just hold on to it for a little bit. You get it.
Don't cross the streams.
Goes into emergency cooldown mode. And completely loses all power. It shuts down all the display and everything. So
Mitch said that would be a good YouTube series. I agree.
I could use the Pi Pico. It'll either be a Pico or an Arduino. And then I'll just use one of those DF MP3 player thingamajigs for the audio. Bustin' makes me feel inadequate. Okay, so because I can't repeat it word for word because family friendly channel. But do you remember the scene on the top of the building at the first one where Venkman goes, grab your stick, and they go, holding, and they go, heat him up, and they go, smoking. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the next line?
No.
Oh. It has to do with a reference to this. Did you catch that? It has to do with a reference to something doing this. So I said that the other day, and Kayleen said, if you ever say that again like that, I'm going to take your toy away.
Brilliant.
Worth it. Can't wait for you guys to get this thing to get copyright struck because of the sound effects. You don't understand. He took out an actual particle thrower on stream and started playing with it like it was a toy.
I wonder how they do that. Like how they handle sound effects. It's usually just music.
Oh, turning off camera again.
And like just mere seconds of music. And it's funny, as a YouTuber, watching other YouTubers, like you watch it differently because like I was watching Derek's coverage of the La Mullet he was out like just filming, but there was music playing in the background, and I thought, well, that means he's going to get demonetized. And for him, that's huge. All right, R3 and R4. So R3 and R4. Whew. I haven't even been watching the clock. It's almost 6 o'clock already.
Yeah, I'm going to go put another 15 or 20 minutes on the other side. So you can full screenify me if you want. Or de-screenify me. I'm not full screen, but you know what I mean.
Yep, yeah, get ready. Back to the trash for you.
Joke's on you, I've always been trash.
Yellow, violet, brown.
Violent browns. I might be streaming from something new next week, but I won't be able to show it off on the stream.
Is it from your 1980s Lamborghini Countach?
You know, it might be. I guess people just have to tune in and find out.
Yeah, so today I was thinking about it, and I thought, oh, my company Christmas party is next weekend. I might not be able to stream, but that's Friday night, Friday to Saturday. They put us up at a resort overnight.
Is it the last resort?
Oh, it's a really nice resort. It is the Gaylord Palms in Kissimmee. Anybody familiar with that? Otherwise, if you Google it, you'll be quite jealous. Because it is quite a nice place. But we'll be back on Saturday, so Sunday's not a problem.
So now you're back from outer space?
Yep.
Not taking the bait. So they say these bookshelves, you want to empty them before you move them. So I'm going to go ahead and do the right thing and not do that. Then not understand why, I'm going
to do the right thing and pick them up off the floor later.
It's I just found a stick of RAM that I bought for a laptop that a friend of the stream sent. And when the laptop showed up, it already had maximum RAM. So I have an old stick of RAM that's I got to hold on to it because one day, might need it one day. You ever watch? You've probably watched the Red Green Show.
Oh yeah.
There's an episode where they were basically talking about how like men will hold on to stuff just for the sake of holding on to it because you never know when it's going to be handy again, right?
That's right.
So
you won't need it until as soon as you throw it away.
So the guy gets up and he's talking about how he made this huge jump forward because he finally threw this thing away that he doesn't know what it is or where it came from. And he finally convinced himself there's never going to come up a time where I need this. And he's got it on stage with him talking about how he threw it out. And then finally, Harold says, well, if you threw it out, why do you have it now? He goes, well, I pulled it out of the trash so I could bring it here and show it to you guys. In fact, I've decided I'm going to keep it. It's a trophy to show my victory. And they all start cheering him on, except for Howard. Or Howard? No, not Howard.
Harold.
I had Howard stuck in my head because of Big Bang Theory. Howie. Man, I have a lot of great stuff. Just great stuff.
I also have that same problem. I have a lot of great stuff.
I come downstairs. I'm like, the problem is I still have my friend's printer down here. And I'm like, yeah, that's my only problem. That one printer that's taking up a half a table space. If that wasn't here, everything would be just coming up Millhouse. Also, like when I'm going through stuff and like I'll pick up like an old filament bag and I'll use it as a garbage bag. You start picking up the little pieces of junk that you don't need. I like when I'm going through stuff and I find the last bag that I did that with just sitting on a table.
Oh, I have that problem with Christmas. Putting up the Christmas lights and stuff because I'll throw stuff in a box
Yep.
and move it to the big garage, but it will stay then in the box.
Right.
And then the next year I go looking for it and I have to dig through 14 boxes. And every year we say, all right, this year while all the Christmas stuff is out of the garage, we're going to clean out the Christmas bay. And we never do.
You never do it.
But this year, this is the year.
This year's going to be different because I said so.
The best Canadian show besides Degrassi?
The best Canadian show of all Canadian shows is definitely Letterkenny.
What did you say?
Oh, he's probably saying Red Green show. I said Letterkenny too. I was saying whoever's saying is probably talking about Letterkenny or Red Green.
Yeah, no, definitely Letterkenny.
Did you see they dropped the trailer for the next season?
No, did they?
Yeah, it's the best trailer ever because it gives away nothing. The entire trailer is just all of them gathering up to go for a scrap. So it's just like the truck driving along and people jumping into it.
Nice.
And then it ends with them jumping out of the truck at some random location. We don't know who they're fighting or why. And it's like Wayne and all them running up in slow motion and Wayne's undoing the buttons on his cuffs. I think my favorite thing is the one that the season they started like previously on Letterkenny. And then it's just all the times that people made fart jokes or farted on the show. It's just like 2.5 minutes of burp, burp, burp. Good times and happy days. They weren't all happy days. What's this? Oh, I see. Oh, I found some hard drives. A 750 gig Samsung hard drive, which I believe is dead. 7,200 RPM, 32 megs of cache. And it was manufactured at least 15 years ago. I'm trying to find the date on it. Why? Because I like to procrastinate. I have stuff that I need to get done. So naturally I'm wasting time looking for a date code on something that doesn't matter at all.
Oh, but you better hang on to that because you might need the main board off of it.
It's true. My buddy Glenn one time needed a main board.
That's right.
A main board. Here's the other problem. I ran all this wire down into the basement so I could have the I've probably talked about this before, but so I could have our audio amplifier down here and then used an infrared repeater. It's not set up like that anymore, but I haven't ripped the wiring out because I'm like, well, you know, what if we decide we're moving it back down here? I don't want to have to go through that hassle again.
Right.
So we don't even have full surround sound right now. We have left, right, and center.
That's enough.
Who needs to know if somebody's sneaking up behind you? Not me. Right. I'd rather just die.
So I have 5.1 surround in my living room as well as in my master bedroom. Yes, in my master bedroom. But that's because I worked in home theater when I put all that together. But every once in a while, like you'll be laying there watching a movie or a TV show or something, and like it'll come over the speaker, one of the back speakers, and I always think like the cats are getting into something, or like what is that noise?
It's like I forget that happens in this room.
It's just the TV. All right, C4. It's time for the C4.
You sunk my battleship. Stacking things on a shelf that's not meant to handle that much weight, hoping it's not gonna collapse before I meet my fate. Have you checked chat lately? I'm not sure if we're just boring people or you're not paying attention, and I'm obviously
no, I keep looking at it, but
it keeps not changing.
Yeah. Scott said he gave all the old hard drives to the kids to tear down and harvest the magnets. Just make sure they don't eat them.
Or do, you know?
What a fun day that was.
Oh, I remember that. Speaking from experience, Glenn's got a kid with animal magnetism.
He still makes jokes about that day. Like, that's not funny, you moron. No offense to any morons out there.
Oh, they wouldn't realize you were talking about them.
So why do they put a positive notation on this on a ceramic capacitor? Ceramic capacitors don't have a positive and negative.
You know why. It's the best way to finish a you know why. No, I don't. Yeah, no, you do.
Yeah, you know.
Just think about it.
You know. Remember that time.
If you don't know, well, now you know. You know? This is why my wife's gonna leave me.
One of the manys.
Wow. Thanks for the support, you jack butt. This table is getting folded up. Never gonna look at it again.
Mitch said the other James from Canada, Hacksmith Industries, released a video that he's stepping down due to mental illness, and they're relocating to a new facility.
Interesting. Sorry to hear that for him.
Who is that? I don't know if I know who that is.
I believe Hacksmith is the one that did like the working lightsaber that's like a plasma lightsaber that can actually cut through metal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's who we're talking about here. If I'm not too badly mistaken. Well, I don't believe it, but I got to because I'm looking right at it.
Right at it. I try so hard to not say the things that he says because I know I'm going to screw up and say it on video.
What time are we up to now? Oof.
6:04.
Oh, we're doing okay.
Yellow, violet, red.
Boop boo doo doo do 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 do
That
do
is
do do do.
R30.
What?
This is R30.
I thought you were saying what I was singing was Arthur. I'm like, I don't know what. No. You are incorrect, sir. You lose. Good day, sir.
No, this is kind of a critical spot because R30 is a 4.7K, and right below that is a 470K. So you have to be like super careful to not.
So close, but so far.
Yeah.
I understand. Karma's gonna get you now. So I have to hope I've got this folding table that I'm getting rid of because I need the space back. I have to hope that I didn't, in my infinite wisdom, like wrap any wires around any of the legs on it. Because what I'm hoping is I can kind of just tilt it in place, fold it up, and then shuffle it the HE double hockey sticks out of here. And if that was censored enough for Family Matters, it's censored enough for me.
You know your letter can't talk there. Talking about hockey sticks.
Wheel Snipe Sully, boys. Dirty frickin' dangles. Such a good show.
Looks like it's time to retin the end of this soldering iron.
I've made some bad decisions today. That is all.
Yeah, but you probably made some pretty good ones too.
Not yet. Hoping I'm saving them for the end. Wheel sniped Sully's. Boys.
Mitch said they have great videos, but having a YouTube channel with that much overhead would burn anyone out. That is true. Having a YouTube channel will burn you out.
I think that's why like Linus from Linus Tech Tips spent so much time like basically splitting stuff off. So I think all he has to do at this point is like mostly the talking on camera. You know, he doesn't do his own testing as much anymore unless it's something he really wants to play with. And
right. Yeah, he's got a team for that.
Yep. And there is no I in team, but there is an I in pie, and there's such thing as meat pie. I don't know.
Well, I look forward to the day that I have a team where I don't have to do any of the recording or the editing.
I look forward to the day that, I mean, that's never going to happen for me, so I have nothing to look forward to. Kay keeps cracking because I was like, well, you know, if I ever make it, she goes, when? I'm like, no. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but no.
No, because YouTube is I mean, it's a weird beast.
Yep.
Like you could make it and then immediately not make it anymore. You know, like without even like nuking your own channel, it could all just go away.
Yep. You know, people get tired of stuff.
It's not a very stable lifestyle.
Nope. I mean, I've definitely talked to big creators that were like, oh, you know, I got to figure out what I'm going to release. I need my next like viral video. It's got to come now or never. And it's like, imagine the pressure of having to have a viral video, not even just, I have to get this done. I have to get this done, and it has to do exceptionally well or I'm toast.
Nope, that's why I like my channel. I just release crap when I have it and when I feel like it and I have the time, and people will just deal with it. And I'll just keep doing my 9 to 5 job, which actually is a 7 to 3 job, but whatever.
Wheel snipe Sally's boys.
Okay, that gets a check mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, check mark.
Then brown, black, yellow. Brown, black, yellow. Brown, black, yellow.
Brown, black, yellow, bam-a-ram. We are yellow, black, yellow, bang-a-rang. My back is toast, but I'm going to pretend it's not because Kayleen told me not to hurt myself anymore by pushing myself too hard. So,
well, you're not hurting yourself anymore. You're just not hurting yourself any less.
I'm hurting myself exactly as much as it takes to, I don't know.
You know, those of you who are in chat could be telling us about some of the things that you're working on. All 8 of you that are still watching.
Is it actually 8 or are you just guessing?
No, it says 8 people.
Oh. Well, I mean, so there you go. If I'm not on screen, you get less viewers. So well, I guess next week it's gonna be just me.
The hard part is like if I don't have a project to work on and I'm just chatting, it does seem to be that we have a larger audience, but then I feel like I didn't do anything.
That's fair. It's got to be that was like the hard call for this too, is like I was saying to Kay, like I got to use a little bit of the time to at least push this forward, because I can't be filming in here until this stuff's done when I've got 4 desks and a box sitting down here in a spot where I don't have a lot of space to begin with. So, but this is actually going reasonably well, so I'm expecting something to go terrible in the next few minutes, but next week I'll be able to properly stream from here.
All right, so that is every component on this sheet now, other than that C0. It's got to be that little one. It's the only capacitor I have left. So
Oh, do you have maybe a flux capacitor?
the flux capacitor doesn't go in until way later.
Great Scott.
I mean,
Holy crap!
if I have no other capacitor, it's got to be that one, right?
I'm just gonna go ahead and call it my own laziness. So I'm taking the. You remember I did years ago a video where I put laminate floor on top of a desk to give it a better desk surface?
Yep.
So I'm taking that laminate off now because I didn't attach it on purpose. But before I tried the laminate floor, I tried like vinyl adhesive as the like to replace it with.
Okay.
I only did 3/4 of the table because that's all you could see on the camera.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh my god, how lazy am I?
No, it's coming back to haunt you.
Oh no, it doesn't matter. This is going into storage or going out to the trash.
Oh.
I just, as I'm pulling it off, I'm laughing about it, like, I don't believe it, but I got to.
I'm looking right at it. Oh, so what's everybody's dinner plans for tonight? Because I don't have any, and I'm hungry.
Kay made lazy lasagna.
What is lazy lasagna?
It's basically all the ingredients that go into lasagna, but you don't bother to do the layers. You just
slop it together?
Yeah, like a casserole.
That sounds amazing.
It's delicious, and it's very quick to put together.
Did you know that if you put a lasagna on top of another lasagna, you still only have one lasagna?
That's true. But do you know that if you cook an egg and you cut it in half and then mix up the yolks with spices, you get 2 eggs out of it called deviled eggs?
I don't think that's the same thing. I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Huh. You do you?
I don't know. No, it's not going to focus, but in the board right here, it actually says Alex.
It says Alex?
I wonder if that's who designed this board. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, Alex the other reindeer. We were just talking about him. I ran the power cord for my streaming setup right between the bars on this thing.
Oh, that's just brilliant.
Actually, I don't know for sure that it is, but I got to unplug it to find out. And I started closing the legs up on this table because I'm a dumbass. I mean, no, that's fine. I think that's okay. We'll let that one slide. I mean, I guess it's up to you to decide if you're going to let it slide. Okay. Well, okay, so if I suddenly disconnect, you know why. Okay?
Okay. It's always an adventure here at Project Talk. And once again, I hope that the weather will hold up for this evening so that I can get out there and film. I'm going to film the whole show, all 22 minutes, and then I'll figure out how to edit it if I want to edit it out into individual songs or if I'll just let it rip for 22 minutes. But either way, I'll post a link to that. It'll be a unlisted video on my personal YouTube channel because it will immediately get a copyright strike. I guess it's a copyright claim that it gets, but either way, it's fine. Nothing I can do about it. It's no fun without the music. By the way, James is gone. I probably should have told you guys that. He's just bloop. He bleep blooped himself right off the internets. All right, so now I'm moving on to this lovely box of components over here. This is actually the Revo box, as you can see. It's the Revo 6 box, but this stuff came in a bag and I just kind of chucked it in here, but doing a socket. They give you sockets for all the ICs, one, because if you got to change them out. then it's easier to change them out. And 2, it's a lot easier to solder in the socket so that you don't do any damage. And this says notch on left. So my notch is on the left. I gotta say, I'm a little bummed about my Walmart order because I really need those rope lights. So I guess I will have to look to see if I can order them and just have them shipped in. James may not come back. So that always just leaves me talking to myself for so long. All right, so just like in welding, I'm just going to tack one corner of this and confirm that I put it in correctly, which I did. Notch is on the left. Now I'll go back and solder the other 7 pins. Looking up occasionally to see if James is back. So now, again, these kits are no longer available as kits to the best of my knowledge. So I will order the other one where you just put the leads on, because you do still save a little bit of money, and I don't mind putting the leads on. But I need 2 additional controllers for what I want to put up this year. And I'd like to have them done in the next week or so. Which means then I'll have to go out and film the whole thing all over again because it'll have changed. But that's the way it goes. Hey, we got some new visitors. Like my hot photo here? No. Report you? Yes. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. It held it for review. I don't know if any of you guys got to see that, but Glenn Hogue caught one of them. Good job. Thank you. We've made it to the big time, guys. We've made it to the big time. Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Excellent.
How fortuitous.
You were just poof gone.
I mean, like I said, I was kind of expecting it.
So we had some adult content messages pop up.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you see the chat now, but Mitch put like my hot photos here, funking3d.com.
Well, you must have checked it out. How was the content?
On funking3d.com?
No, on the pop-up one that you're talking about.
Oh, we didn't actually. Like, it was just in the chat.
Oh, I see.
But it said like my hot photos here, and I had a link. So that's, that's why that was funny.
Well, I think what we determined is that that cable definitely powered my computer.
Yeah. That was probably unhealthy to shut it down like that.
I mean, computers are resilient these days, right?
Yeah, there's absolutely no problem just unplugging them.
To be fair,
I
don't plan on using this one very much longer for this, so it's been kind of unreliable since I built it. And it's just intermittent enough that I can't quite put my finger on it. And it's like, okay, well, to buy enough parts to test everything, I'm buying another computer.
Good plan.
So I'm just going to buy the one that's the most powerful for playing Red Dead Redemption
There you go.
online.
Tell you what, that video card made all the freaking difference in the world. I mean, it looks it looked good before, but it's really just magnificent now.
Would you say it redeemed your Red Dead experience?
Totally redeemed it.
I didn't install the legs on this because like this was a DIY folding table kit. So it was like I had a tabletop already lying around, so I just bought for like $20 legs that you attach to it.
Okay.
I didn't install them properly, so they don't fold flat. They start to bend if you try to get them to. Because I didn't think, oh, you know what I should do is just fold them completely flat and then install them. I was like, oh, I'll just try and figure out where they're supposed to sit. And only now, having gained some knowledge and wisdom over the years since I did this, do I realize how stupid I was. Are you stupider than a monkey? Yep. Yeah, I should have installed them flat because then it works perfect.
Man, this soldering takes quite a bit of patience and steady hands.
Steady hams?
No, study hams. You have to read about them in a book.
Take a look. It's in a book. Freaking ham guy.
You want the solder to boil, right? That means you've got it hot enough.
Absolutely.
Scott said, just like toddlers, they bounce. Speaking of your computer being resilient. And then Mitch said, if they bounce, they're healthy. I got dropped enough times that explains my ADHD.
Oh, you guys. I should be using a drill to do this, but, who has the time? Let's see. I was just going to disassemble this folding table, but I'm like, or I could just install these properly now. Make it work right.
I definitely didn't get as far on this as I wanted to, but I kind of knew. I don't remember how long it took me to put the last few together, but I knew it wasn't a 2-hour job.
You're just hoping all that wisdom you'd gained in the interim had led to better things.
Oh no, I knew I didn't have a chance.
Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high because I live in Canada.
471. Okay.
Take a look.
18. That's this guy. We are just about out of time for today. I know it wasn't the most riveting stream, but I promise when you see what this thing does, it's worth it. You know what I should have done? I have a USB microscope.
Oh, that would have been fun.
I should do that.
That would have been more entertaining.
Chances are I won't have any opportunity to work on this through the week, so it won't be until
next week
that I finish it up. So maybe I will do just that. Hook up the USB microscope so you guys can see exactly what I'm working on. Glenn Hoke said he ordered the Revo kit for the Ender 3 from Printed Solid, and USPS has misplaced it. No way. USPS doesn't ever misplace packages. I don't understand what they're doing over there. Of course, I don't think they understand what they're doing over there.
I almost ordered the Revo kit for the Mini from Repcord this. Still there?
Yeah.
My headset's just started going bup, 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 bup. I don't know what that was about. I had the Revo kit for the Mini from Repcord in my basket this morning, and I just can't bring myself to spend the money on something that's been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
First of all, it kind of feels like admitting defeat. It's like,
well, and not only that, but where it's never printed right, it's kind of hard to justify and say that's absolutely the problem.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden you swap out the hot end and you find out it's a motor voltage problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yep. And then it's modified and all that jazz. So, anyways, we'll go looking for the receipt. Why would you
order from that Repcord guy? He's such a jerk.
Alan.
Pooch.
I think my headset's almost dead. It's going bup, 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 but it's like intermittent. So.
Well, that's all right. The stream's almost dead.
Hey kids, it's me. I bet you thought that I was dead, but when I fell over, I just broke my leg and got a hemorrhage in my head. Do you remember what that's from?
Nope.
I think it was Billy Madison. And then somebody took that and remixed it into the song Crazy by Britney Spears. Oh, you drive me crazy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is 6:29. I definitely did not get as far as I wanted to get. But this is the part in the show where we say, hey, James, you got anything you want to promote this week?
Put out a video.
Watch James's video, whether you like it or not, because it didn't do well, and he was crying to me about it, and I kept telling him to shut up, and he wouldn't.
It's true.
So
it was. I was ugly crying too.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I was like completely ugly crying.
That's the real reason I left the camera off today. I haven't actually accomplished anything. I just knew the only thing I'd be able to do with a smile on my face was bust out my particle thrower or my neutrino wand, depending on if you're feeling sassy or not.
So I did notice. I haven't produced a ton of content as of late, but back in the day on this channel, I always noticed that things were slow around Christmas time too, which is exactly why your favorite TV shows go on hiatus, because there's always crap going on and nobody's ever around to watch. So,
yep. There's some very successful YouTubers that probably a lot of people in here have heard of called Rhett and Link, who run Good Mythical Morning. And they did a video talking about how every year for Thanksgiving, they come up with these really creative video ideas, and then the videos, nobody watches them.
Yeah. Well, and see, like in the construction industry, pretty much Thanksgiving, and it's really the last couple of years, it's been a few weeks before Thanksgiving, everything just comes to a grinding halt. Everybody goes into holiday mode. Nobody wants to do anything. Getting vendors to give you quotes and stuff is like pulling teeth. But I mean, there's just always so much going on that people are busy. I know that I personally, like, I'm at my desk 8 hours a day plus, but and I almost always have YouTube running, and yet I'm still behind in the videos I need to watch.
For pleasure, not for business.
I say that I choose to watch. So it happens to everybody. So James just needs a little boost.
I don't actually need a boost. Nobody actually has to go and watch it if it's not your thing.
Go watch it immediately upon the completion of this live stream, go over to his channel, his retro channel, and watch it all the way through, and then play it again. And you can just turn the sound off and go do your thing. But no, I really say all that. Really, it comes down to we appreciate each and every one of you guys, because we do this, and we need you to watch it, or it's stupid that we do this. So I do appreciate it. Please go watch Xander's 8-hour stream from yesterday of him playing Sea of Thieves. So if you've never played Sea of Thieves, you spend most of the time just sailing around in a boat.
Going, I'm on a boat and it's going fast.
An 8-hour stream is probably really like
20
10
minutes of action.
Gameplay.
Yeah.
But no, he was proud that he did it, and he was proud of the watch time, and that's good too. I said it's really stupid that he plays games and doesn't just stream it.
Like, yeah, if you're going to be playing games 8 hours a day, you might as well stream it and get a following as that kid that streams it streams games 8 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing it anyway. Why not? And he's like, well, yeah, but I don't always play the same game. And I'm like, who cares? Who cares?
Everybody has diversity, except for those that don't have any diversity.
I mean, people that want to watch your stuff are going to watch your stuff, and then the people who don't want to watch your stuff, they're not going to watch your stuff. So, but no, we do appreciate you guys showing up around here. I absolutely despise doing these streams. No,
with me,
honestly, it comes down to usually by 4:30 or 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, I'm wrecked. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm fighting some new medical conditions, and we'll get into all that at a later date. But I'm tired all the time now, and it could just be old age. Old age will do that to you too. But then I come and do them, and I get done, and then it's like, wow, that was really great, and I'm more energetic by the end, and then I go in and crash for 2 days. But no, you guys are fantastic, and we love each and every one of you, and super appreciate you all being here. As I still continue to solder because it's got to get done. We will be streaming next week, or at least I will be. We don't know about that James guy. It's always
no, I'll be here.
It's always a coin toss with that guy. Sometimes he doesn't have a camera. Sometimes he does.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you feel like a Canadian nut. So views mean ads, and ads mean revenue. You get 55%. No, I don't think that's the way it works. You get the shaft. That's what you get. Yeah, ad revenue is definitely not the way to make the money anymore. I think about every 8 months I get a check from YouTube because I finally break the $100 threshold. But that's not why I'm doing it. That's not why I'm here. I'm
at about one in every 3 months. So,
yeah,
not enough to pay my Starbucks addiction. Also, I don't have a Starbucks addiction, so I don't always said that, but Well, Starbucks is addicted to me. I'm not addicted to Starbucks.
All my content right now is going over to the Garage channel, which obviously I've been late on this last chunk, but it's okay. It'll happen. This is just a really, really harsh time of year for me. I did treat myself. I was going to post a picture and I didn't, but for Christmas this year, I bought myself 3 27-inch monitors to replace my 3 24-inch monitors. Not because I said, hey, I really need 27-inch monitors, but because I'm going blind and it was getting really hard to see the text in the editor. So, but yeah, there'll be content coming. And I got more content. I got 4 projects now sitting, not even on the back burner, but front and center, ready to rip. So fun stuff. So that'll all be good. But otherwise, we will see you next week. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. We love each and every one of you. Until next time, as always.
Print on.